I'm Will, I'm the Bald Book Geek, and this is my Autumn Reads list. Autumn is a weird season for me. It's my favourite season, and to be honest, it's only really just started here in the UK because we've had a ridiculous heatwave summer and snowmageddon in spring. It's been so strange, and it's still really warm and unpleasant. But here is my Autumn Reads, and autumn always makes me think of Starbucks with friends, coffee, toasty fires, marshmallows, and countless other things. So here they are, my autumn reading list. These are books that just kind of fit my mood in this season. So we're going to start with probably The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I'm obsessed with this series. I want to do a video about this series, but I know no one's going to watch it. I adore the Millennium series, especially the original 3 is spectacular. And I always end up with this kind of mood. I like quite dark books this time of year, oddly. There's not much cosy reading on here. Fight Club, Chuck Palahniuk. I adore Fight Club. It's one of my favourite films, it's one of my favourite books. I think it's fantastic, and for some unknown reason, I have a Jack Daniels bookmark in this book. It's a fantastic book that deals with the dissolution of modern man, toxic masculinity, and countless other issues of the consumerist culture. The Way of the Shadows. Autumn also brings out my fantasy side. I mean, the books that I can just curl up and read for long stints. I adore this trilogy. They are spectacular, and actually I'm a big fan of his writing overall. A really strong first entry to a trilogy, and definitely worth seeing through to the end. Other fantasy does creep in, but there they are. Meddling Kids. I think this is one of the best books of this year. It's in my top 10 list. Yeah. By 1990, the former detectives are haunted by strange, half-remembering events that cannot be explained by a guy in a mask. Think a very adult, dark Scooby-Doo with lots and lots and lots of 1990s nostalgia. I want to see this turned into a film. Probably predictable, but The Book Thief. I don't think this is his best book. I Am Messenger is probably the better novel that he's written, but there is something about this book that just gets me. It did kind of almost end his career, but he came back with a book very recently, but he's definitely a writer that I do like. Marcus Zusak has a style that is quite unique. The reason I Am Messenger didn't make this list is that this one just, again, you get quite pulled into this book. You get pulled into the stories and the characters and the people, and it's very well written. And definitely a nice cozy afternoon, although it's quite sad. Practical Magic. One of the few I love the film and the book, and this is the American edition, which came all the way from this little bookshop in the US, and I adore this book. The book is different. Although it has the same storyline as the film, the book contains more time has passed. This book takes place over a much longer stretch of time, and it's definitely nice winter reading. The seasons come and go, the characters are brilliant, the aunts are hilarious, and just... it's a story of women and family, and that's why it's so good, with sort of the magical realism twist onto it. If you watch my channel, if you've been around for a little while, you know my love To Kill a Mockingbird. This is another another autumn read that comes out for me. What can I say about this book that no one has said before? By the way, beautiful edition, vintage. Thank you for doing this. It's just a beautiful book, and so many lessons, and so charming. A coming-of-age story, and I cannot say any more about this book because I've said so much about it before. And finally, my autumn reads will include... this is a time of year when I do end up rereading the original His Dark Materials trilogy. The Book of Dust is equally as spectacular, but I do love revisiting this, and I count this as one book. This is one book. I don't count this as 3, this is one book. And this will take me right through until Christmas. I adore this series. I love the characters. I love them. Philip Pullman is a spectacular writer. So yes. Tell me guys, what's on your autumn reading list? Because I want to know, as always, what books make you think of autumn. YouTube is being YouTube and people aren't seeing videos again, and it would be nice. And can you guys comment if you actually get an alert for my videos, because that would be quite interesting to find out. As always, I'm Will, I'm the bookgeek, and I'm out of here. Bye.